So the internet seems to be pretty much in conclusion that Crystal Envy was the one who won that lip sync last night. And I agree. However, I think I understand on a TV point why she went home over Lana. I want to sidestep this conversation by presenting a little bit of justification of why I think this. Drag Race is a drag queen competition, but at the end of the day is a semi-scripted reality show. And they choose queens to come on and play a role and be a character. Typically, they've got a couple different archetypes they're presenting on the show or that they've been cast for, right? I know that Willem has talked about this, that if you go on Drag Race, you're there to play a role, and if you don't play that role right, they're gonna boot you off. Season 5 is a great example of so many great archetypes that have been cast on the show. But I look at someone like Jade Jolie, who was playing the bubbly character, who also was a little bit shady. When we got to I'm So Excited, Jade's role was already being fulfilled by Ivy Winters, playing this sort of bubbly happy girl, and her shady cutthroat character was already being presented by Detox, Roxy, and Coco. And her only friction on the show was with Alyssa Edwards, who Coco was also feuding with, and Coco's storyline was far more significant with Alyssa than Jade's was. And so there was really no reason to keep Jade Jolie over anyone else because her archetypes were already being covered by half the cast. So now we move over to Crystal Envy, who is playing the poised pageant type character, but no other archetypes have really shown up yet for her. And Sam Starr is also a pageant queen, but instead of just being poised and polished and sort of dry, she's also bubbly and charismatic and presenting a lot of silly, goofy humor to the camera. And in TV, that keeps you for a long time, especially on Drag Race. Because a lot of the archetypes that we see from pageant queens tend to be what Crystal's serving, and not really this silly, goofy, kind of quirky girl that Sam is playing. Where Lana, and I mean this with all the respect in the world, is getting a TV edit like she's the delusional girl. Like she doesn't know what she's presenting, that the things that are coming out of her mouth are not congruent with the things that they're seeing on the runway. And Drag Race loves to embarrass a girl like this, someone who says one thing and then is doing something else. They love to do that, or they love to give them a big turnaround storyline. So Lana's very likely being kept to either embarrass her one final time or so that they can give her a big redemption moment. Because currently, Lana's really the only Delulu girl in the cast, unless Susie keeps up this energy, in which case she might get the Delulu girl edit. Plus, Lana has a secondary storyline where she's a legendary child of Lux. And Corey's plain storyline has kind of started to fall off, so I don't think they're going to be focusing much on that for her, leaving Lana as the one who's got big shoes to fill. And that's her character archetype that she's fulfilling on the show right now. So with nothing else emerging from Crystal and no real TV presence she's giving to the show, there's not really much reason to keep her even if she did well in that lip sync. I think if Crystal had even just one tiny little fight with anybody on that cast, I think it would have been more likely they would have kept her. Because again, at the end of the day, Drag Race is semi-scripted.